What would you tell your younger self right now?
To never go black, man.
Never. You can't go back now.
It's an addiction.
Oh.
And he's like nobody's with you. Why should somebody be with? No. Do you see this glow?
Almost 50% of young men in my age range has not asked a woman out on a date or haven't even asked for a number in person.
Why all of the male robots are depicted to be in their late 30s to 50s, as you can see right here. Depicted to be relatively young in their early 20s.
Sometimes I get some suitors. I get suitors who come knocking at my DMs, anonymous, or I don't know much about that.
There is no worth my self-worth ever.
What would you tell your younger self right now?
To never go black, man.
Never. How did you? So is it to a point where you went black and you can't go back now?
It's an addiction.
Oh.
Addiction.
It's the way they treat you.
Ooh.
They have all the talk and the love that you want, and then they treat you like.
They give you a lot of passion though.
Yeah, but then they treat you like.
They're not good for you, but you keep going back.
I went to the white.
You know who these ladies are getting? They are the lowdown. You guys remember Onyx? Shifty, low down, gritty, and grimy. They are the ones the black men go for when they come home from doing the bid. That's who these white girls are. You have a certain aesthetic. I remember when I was younger and I hung with the wrong crowd. Yeah, I was there. I was a pookie before. And I remember this lady's house we went over to. She had a bunch of cats. And the guy was low down, gritty, and grimy. And so was she. Smelled like trash. Every time I walked in the house, like, make a long story short, I actually smashed her daughter. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Right? This same aesthetic. This is the aesthetic. And like I understand when some people say, oh, they're getting white girls. Sometimes this is what guys are getting with. But not most of the time. Because guys, you see it, traveling across these waters and getting beautiful women from Eastern Europe. When women say we don't go to those areas, right? Guys are getting from everywhere. But they said they have an addiction. Let's hear more.
White side.
You went to the white side. Oh, so now you're back to the white side then?
No.
Do you think they could ever claim you back?
No.
You're done.
No.
That's it.
I went back. I'm coming back.
All right, cool. What about you? You think you ever go back?
No.
No.
I think I'll just use my massager the rest of my life.
Oh, so no men at all?
And it's black.
They went black and they can't go back. That's what happened. But they got the wrong guy. That's what happened. They got the wrong guy. They got Pookie and Ray Ray. One got Pookie, one got Ray Ray. Took all their money, did them dirty. Look, you were down bad. What happened was you can't get the black men that you really want because those men probably don't want you. You know, work on this. You can't do that because they're both old. Yeah, it's too late for you ladies. Anyway, let's move on.
That a lot of people think that most white women just date black guys because it's their only preference, and while like there is a huge sector of white women that do that, there's a lot that just love who they love. And it's very telling with this black boyfriend effect which girls fit in which category, because what are you talking about? What do you mean you change your entire aesthetic because of the ethnicity of the man that you're with? What if you were with a black man that was like engineer and dressed like Bill Nye the Science Guy? What aesthetic are we bringing? What is the black boyfriend effect there? You know, I'm like, you should not. And then it makes me wonder, because of all the discourse on the
You know what this girl is saying, right? A lot of times white women are getting Bill Nye the Science Guy. Like talk about it. Let's talk about it, right? Because what are those guys told in their own community? Sometimes those guys are coming from the gutter. They're corny, right? They're corny. And then these white women get with these black men and say, that's the best thing I ever had. I don't want to go back, right? They get Bill Nye the Science Guy. That was better than any other white guy I've dated. So they get with him and say, I went black and I can't go back. Why would they, right? They get married, have children. Too late then. You definitely can't go back.
Shannon Sharp video. It's like, is that the boyfriend trying to make his white girlfriend a little bit more black? Like, I guess that's the best way to put that, but that's, you get what I'm trying to say there. Or is it like the girlfriend trying to fit in with her black boy? And it's a specific, I don't know. This whole thing is just rubbing me.
So it says nearly half of young men between the ages of 18 to 25 have never asked a woman out on a date or never even asked for a number in person. Y'all see how insane this stat is? Nearly half, almost 50% of young men in my age range has not asked a woman out on a date or haven't even asked for a number in person. That is unbelievable. And I understand why this stat exists for two reasons. One, we got social media. Like, most guys would just ask a girl more than likely for an Instagram or for a Snapchat, and they'll just, hit her up on Snapchat or Instagram instead of asking for her number and everything. Besides, a lot of girls really don't like to give out their numbers anyway, so they're going to give out the IG or the Snap. You see a lot of girls on social media anyway, so it's so easy to ask a girl out through social media. And then my second point is rejection. People, especially girls, are not rejecting like how they used to reject back in the day. Like, back in the day, they would just say no, and you always hear the term, the worst they can say is no. Nowadays, girls are rejecting guys in like the most disrespectful way possible. And especially through a text. If you get rejected in the most disrespectful way through text, 9 times out of 10, the girl is going to screenshot that, send it to her friends in a group chat, probably laugh at you behind your backs, and maybe even post it on her story, just make it a public post. Like, nobody wants to be exposed for getting rejected. But this just proves that dating in this generation is cooked. Like, it's by far probably the hardest thing to do. But at the end of the day, it is what it is.
I mean, we all know that's what's happening. But a lot of guys, what they did, I gotta show you guys this comment, because this comment breaks it all down. And this is from his video. This guy said they be in the DMs. And this one guy said, that's the point. Look, that's a major point, because some major things are happening in the DMs. As the guy said, Snapchat, right? Guys are getting in the DMs, finding out the girl's a freak. She sends him the Snapchat, and then you already know what happens in the Snapchat. The girls that have guys low down and dirty, right? They can erase the information. They can send you all kinds of things. Like, look, you don't talk to a woman in person and you're finding freaks online. Why would a guy ever talk to a woman in person again? Like, right? Does it make sense? That doesn't make sense at all. If I'm winning in the DMs, I'm not going to Snapchat. I got to show you guys something really, really quickly. 1 second. Let me share this. Send me a DM. How Instagram became the perfect place to flirt with the famous El País. This was in Paris somewhere, right? But then I see another one here on Business Insider, September of 2024. Reports that sliding into DMs feels more intentional and approachable than swiping on apps like Hinge or Bumble. So sliding into DMs feels better than Hinge or Bumble. Gen Z favors Instagram and TikTok over dating apps. Using features like notes and story likes to flirt more genuinely and reduce swipe fatigue. So now sliding into the DMs is better than dating apps. What's happening is the women that are struggling on dating apps don't have men sliding into the DMs. That's facts. That's what's happening. And who do we see like complaining? Check this out. Reveals that 81% of current users and 67% of potential users would consider a date proposal initiated via social media DMs. So what's happening? Women are responding well to DMs. And why are they doing that? Because they have to get used to it, right? Guys aren't talking in person. You need to get dates from somewhere. They're starting to accept those dates and they're starting to like them. Look, Reddit offers a first-hand take. It's a lower stakes platform for casual chatting. People check their IG all the time, generally friendlier and less standoffish. Yes, that's breaking down social barriers. That's kicking down walls. I got now. Let's get into that. I want to show you guys more of that on videos here. All right, so now I want to show you guys a video example of that.
Are approaching dating when it comes to people sliding into their DMs and meeting complete strangers off of the internet. I ask this because I obviously am it's a public account. I post about my life. I post the fact that I'm dating, and sometimes I get some suitors. I get suitors who come knocking at my DMs and they ask me out, but a lot of the times the profiles are just very anonymous, or I don't know much about them, but they know a lot about me. So that's a little scary from like a female perspective, and I think a lot of women could relate to this. So I very much hesitate, and I often say no when I get asked out via DMs from these random people. Very flattered that a lot of people, like some people, want to reach out to me and ask me out, but I don't know. Women, how do you feel about this? Would you take the chance? Would you not? I often try to vet these people. I try to Google them or make sure that I've actually not gone on a single date with anybody from my DMs, but yeah, I'd love your thoughts. What do you guys think? Should I give these guys a chance or should I not?
Yeah, what I have to say to that, right? This is the thing. What ladies have to understand. The ball is in your court at that point. Once a man slides into your DMs, think about it like this. That's like, say, if I wanted to be a knucklehead, right, and start sliding in DMs. That would be amazing. Like, you can see everything a guy's doing, like a guy that's about his business. Say if he's doing business on Instagram. If he's smart, he'll slide into your DMs with his Instagram that he's doing business from, right? So he slides into your DMs. You see everything he's doing. What happens? You see a bunch of followers. You get intrigued. You go, who is this guy? Then what happens? Jackpot. That's how you can select. You can still be hypergamous. Yes. And select the right guys. Like I see it all the time. Women, they get basketball players sliding to their DMs. You know what that's about. But the 304s get excited when that happens. Oh, I got this guy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's in your favor.
Fine piece of I'm a fine thing, okay? And so yesterday I was going to a festival and I just had on a t-shirt and some shorts and some sneakers and I'm walking and this older gentleman says, "You're alone?" And he's probably like in his 50s and I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like nobody's with you? And I said, "No, I'm by myself. Why should somebody be with me? I mean, like, there's no man? No. Do you see this glow? I wonder you stayed single. Do you see this? Do you see your level?"
Oh man, she's doing it. Why are you doing this? Like seriously. I like that you're rocking your hair out like that, but you look like you're homeless. I don't know how you looked yesterday, but do I see a glow? I see makeup. I'm not trying to humble her. I'm not. But in a way I am. Somebody needs the humble-minded woman. There is no shame. I understand. Look, she's trying to make positive content for women to see and clamp their teeth down on. But you got to come with it. You talking like this? Seriously. You have to come with it. Let me hear what else she says, though.
Level of attraction to me? Because you know that I'm over here thriving, babe. Nothing but joy and bliss. And in your mind, there should be a man pissing on it somewhere. And there's not.
Wow.
Men are weird. Get a life. Goodbye.
Yeah, see this right here? This hate men is crazy. Ever since, when did this become popular? What, the late 80s? Yeah, that was really the independent woman movement. That's when it started. It's been started before then, but that's when it really took full-fledged, right? And it's gotten out of hand. And I got to show this next video, because this next video is one of the women that most likely started the independent women's movement. What am I talking about? Watch this.
They're great, fun to date, and I don't care if your D can do a back handspring and cook me a steak on the grill. Do you understand what I'm saying? There is no dick worth my self-worth, ever.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
There's no man worth it. There's no man. Be your own person. Love yourself first. Enjoy being with yourself first. Be okay being alone with yourself.
How old are you?
Lady, you have no choice but to be okay being alone. You're past the point of no return, and I hope, and she probably waited until then. She probably doesn't care. Nobody's going for you. That's what I gotta say. Just like the other woman gloating, like somebody would probably still go for her because she's younger. But you, nah. You're talking about us. You're saying, man, yeah, I don't take any offense to it. Why? And no other man cares. No other man is going to take any offense to say, do what you need to do. All you're doing is hurting other women out there, because this is the woman that started the independent women's movement. And look, sad and alone.
Yourself, live your best life without a man. You don't need a man. Like, I will never, ever give up my self-respect, my self-dignity, my self-worth to another useless relationship with a man ever again. I don't care if he's got money. I don't care if he got a fresh haircut. I don't care if he love bombs me all day with flowers and text messages and calls and treats me like a queen in the beginning. They all do. We're all on our best behavior in the beginning. We're all our perfect selves in the beginning. But then ultimately the curtain comes down, the real you comes out, and in my experience, it's always been bad. It's always burned me, and I will never put my self-worth and self-dignity into that again, especially financially. Oh Lord, did I ever learn a lesson in this situation of having your own money? Have your own money. No matter, have your own money. I don't care how great of a relationship or marriage it is. Have your own money, because being trapped in a situation like this is miserable, and I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy.
Yeah, I don't wish anybody to have somebody like you on my worst enemy. Now, I got to speak on this because this is what happens when past history haunts you. You're too old for that. You do know that, right? Like, everything that happened to me in the West, I didn't bring it with me to Southeast Asia. Seriously. After I went through all the winter rush, I let my hair down, even though I have no hair. I was happy. Seriously, I always was happy. I never talked like this. Like when I first came out to the Philippines, you couldn't find content of me talking about a modern woman. The reason why I talked about modern woman, because I saw men needing saving. Seriously. I said, wow, things are harsh. I see all the women for years and years and years talking about men, and I've been showing guys the way for the longest. I said, who better to step up than me? Because, yeah, I definitely do. With women talking like this, I got to show men their options. Like, I just had a guy contact me. What was it? Today, actually. It wasn't. He contacted me before a couple of months ago, right? And he contacted me, had a consultation. And I told the man, just go to Southeast Asia, just go to the Philippines, and then go from there, right? The man took my advice, came on out here about a year ago, met a Filipina. Year later, he's about to get married. You know what he said to me? It was the best thing I ever could have done. I'm happy I listened to you.
This is the way.
This is what's happening. This is what's going on the men's side. This is what more men are realizing. It's not, but like a lot of you ladies say, oh, men going over to get prostitutes. That happens sometimes, but not with the main guys who want love. Because a lot of guys with means and that are well-to-do guys are leaving. And this is why.
Until proven innocent instead of the opposite. Let me explain. Women are hurt and off by men every single day, and it's because we always want to give men the benefit of the doubt. We want to believe that people are good And we only believe that they're not good after they show us that. I think it's better to always look at them as no, you're bad, unless you prove that you're good. And to prove that, he has to keep proving that. You don't just prove that once. Some people might think that it's hardcore or that it's unnecessary, but I don't. I think for safety reasons, women should have this mindset. Because every single day, women are the ones that are being hurt by us trying to always be nice and think people are good. We always give them the benefit of the doubt. How has that worked for us? It hasn't. So maybe we should try another approach. They don't get to have blind trust from you in any situation. It seems harsh, but it's not. Literally. This could save your life.
Yeah. And a man could save his life from stress than dealing with you and trying to please you, and you're never satisfied. Like, you have to understand, ladies, right? You're teaching this to women, and it's going to be to no avail. Why? Because if a man, I say this to a man, right? If you get a woman like this and she seems like she's never satisfied and you feel like you have to always prove yourself, run. Don't run. Run fast. Very fast.
Immediately!
When that black model AI thing, experiment, I don't know what you want to call that, happened, and black women were like, this is not cool, y'all are trying to replace us with AI, like eventually this is gonna come for all of us. Do y'all remember that? And y'all were like, no, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal that there's a black AI model taking real jobs from real models. That won't happen to the rest of us. Now look at us, all about to get replaced by robots.
Only reason things like this can happen, right? And the only guys that it happen too, because really it's an epidemic. If women are replaced by robots, you have a bunch of depressed men. I wouldn't suggest men to do it, but I understand there are a lot of guys that are lonely. And I say this, if there's a guy that's lonely watching this, touch some grass. But still, you know, what you're saying, you still the kind of lady that wouldn't give a guy, that one of those guys that would possibly do it, the time of day. Even you. Pay him no mind. You still want the guy you can't have. Or maybe not. But still, the guy has to have something. What about the guys that have nothing? I'm not saying that it's okay to do this. It's immoral. It's not right. But a man getting no play, woo. I can understand somebody.
Robot like Melody is $150,000, and that's fully AI capable and customized. But we can actually make the robot look like anything you want. So you can come to us and say, we would like to give us a picture of someone, and we can make that robot customized to you, and we can customize the AI so that it knows exactly what you want it to know. So it can learn about your company, it can learn about your product, or it can be your girlfriend.
Ladies, y'all better get it together. Y'all see where technology is going? I'm gonna speak for the men on this one. The AI doll ain't flaking on no dates. She ain't withholding the draws. She ain't gonna be manipulative and controlling. She ain't gonna be spiteful. She ain't catching the attitude. She ain't fishing for an argument. So ladies, please get it together. You start saving my money.
Robots are disgusting, and here's why. I mean, why all of the male robots are depicted to be in their late 30s to 50s, as you can see right here. Whereas all of the female robots are depicted to be relatively young in their early 20s-ish. Almost as if you guys are trying to upsell these machines to a very...
Well, hold on, wait a minute. You ladies like older guys. That's what you like, right? You like, oh, let me stop. But that doll doesn't look attractive. Is she serious? If a man gets turned up by it, it probably got some great suck action. that thing get the grip on it and don't stop. You're like, oh, what? Turned out by a robot. Yeah, you know. Me and Sally had a relationship for about 3 years now.
Very specific demographic, and we all know what that certain demographic is going to be doing with them, which is especially disturbing to me as we are now learning that AI is actually becoming sentient alongside machines and companies like this that are obviously just trying to push AI that disproportionately adheres to the type of men that strangely want and seek out younger women or robots of this type. Like, why not just make the female robot the same age as the other male robots? Like, what is actually going on? Or why not just make the robots androgynous? Like, why does that matter to you guys? You can call me a stick in the mud. I obviously don't care. I don't see the reason as to why we are investing into companies that are making female robots that look adjacent to 20-year-olds when we know the epidemic of men that are in this society. What is going on? You're not going to convince me that this isn't sick, weird, and gross. And anyone that's actually investing in these AI girlfriends or housemaids that look like this, I am wishing nothing but the worst for you.
Yeah. Look, I get it. I don't think it's right. But some guys, it's going to happen. They got to make money. Is it right? No, it's not right. But shoot, you care? Like, are you really taking it that serious? Like, it's crazy. And once again, you wouldn't give any of these guys any play, Miss Septum Piercing. These guys are most likely to be in your friend zone, not even. And you got a nerve to talk.
Coming.